Hi everyone, Rebecca Joelle here. Today I'm going to be sharing my channeled insights on Britney Spears, exploring hidden truths like human cloning and the Reptilian Agenda. These messages are designed for those ready to receive them. I do channel from source. If you're interested in developing your own connection, check out my upcoming class at the link in my bio. These statements are alleged. Please use discernment as we delve into these topics. Let's go ahead and get started. She is long gone and has been replaced. She was supposed to stay in line, follow orders, get the job done, and then go home, not interact on her behalf. She was just obligated to carry out her duties, her responsibilities, to encourage greater and greater wealth. She was a pawn for the system, but it was broken for her. It didn't serve her. It served others who held power over her. She was just supposed to be the face, the bejeweled one, the fancy star, the one who brought in the big bucks for them to grow their coffers, so they would expand their business and dealings. They had to remove her because she had short-circuited, didn't follow their command, didn't do as she was told. She had a story, a script to follow, and she was supposed to do that, no more. She was the shining star, and they were behind the operation. She was cloned at birth. There are 3 of them. I'm going to be going into more detail about this. She was matched with the system. She was homegrown to appear vivacious and with a star quality, like no one could be above her. She was the ultimate. She did not start out as a human. She was planted in place. This was on purpose and intentional. She was bred this way for stardom, for fame, for wealth. This was her purpose, to be the face, a winner above all, a money-making machine. They bred her to win. She was bred, not born, gene modification switched and programmed with certain characteristics to ensure success, ultimate winning, and beauty above all. They planned it to occur before she was born. She would radically alter the music industry. She was bred for that. She was bred to win. I heard this phrase repeatedly. The parents coordinated this with other individuals who approached them with an agreement, and to fortify their connections with them, they were allowed to receive endorsements, a comfortable life, but this was the deal. They had to bring her to certain prearranged meetings to meet predestined individuals. It was all decided from the get-go on a soul level, and I will talk more about this. They were approached and it has all gone according to plan. They were selected. This was the best plan. They were scouted, identified by others, that they would ensure the success and fame of their family if they followed along certain pathways. I was also shown a vial that was given to them, although I'm going to get into more detail about that. I don't know that it was technically a vial, which had her DNA in it. It was cloned to win. This was taken by her parents, and from this they, quote, created the baby in-house, and their baby was given to them, and from there they followed the plan. And I kept hearing she was planted. I will say more on this. She was created from scratch from multiple donors to create the perfect winning icon. 3 clones were made. We are on clone number 2 at the moment. She has been reckless and out of control, short-circuiting the ideal plan as it was supposed to go play out. She was given to them, given to her parents, since they had the ideal characteristics of wealth, standing, and togetherness, features which would enable the process to ensure it would go to plan. I asked who gave them the vial, and I think they were just, source was just showing me the vial so that I can understand it. I am still trying to wrap my head around all of this, to be honest. So for it to be started, who gave them the vial? She was cloned in an underground facility that houses clones like the others. She shared space with other celebrities, royal figures, other prominent people. They know each other well to the extent they share this facility together during their time there. It is tight-lipped, but it is well known in certain circles. It accomplishes their goals of being in charge and being in power. She never was and always has been. She was a creation of intention to excel above others, to win, to glow, to bring fame and fortune. She's part of a bigger plot to keep certain people in charge and power, to give the illusion that they are better than the hordes of others, to create an illusion of separation, of better than, less than. But it's all a show, carefully mitigated and planned well ahead to ensure certain events play out, that certain timelines are strong and at their care, while others dissolve away. It's all been planned and plotted. The riches and fame are no accident. They've been carefully constructed to allow the game to go on, to allow those in power to stay that way. The world is a stage, and we're all here to play it. This world has various stages of development, and this current experience hovers in the lower bottom level. Each level graduates into the next when certain lessons are learned and mastered. Other races, species have mastered where you are at currently, us humans, and they feed off your fear, panic, anxiety, restlessness, and paranoia. They feed off of it. They enjoy it, so they pull certain strings to keep the system in check. serving their needs while confusing and subjugating you. It is a power play by them, and they enjoy it, feeding off you and enjoy being in power. These are mainly the reptilian overlords. They keep the system operating in their favor. The news and media outlets paint the picture that serves them. It keeps people guessing and confused because this world doesn't make sense. It feels like it's hard to win, to gain, to grow, to be successful because they keep it that way. They hold it over you. They hold it all over you, but you are not trapped nor forgotten. It only seems that way through their projected lens. You can stop seeing through their lens. Instead, connect with your light, your inner feeling, and knowing above all else, and it will never lead you astray, as they have. Remember who you are. She has been here since birth, but she is not whole. She is and was never human in the sense to which you understand or believe. She was pre-programmed and selected, a chosen one. She was bred to win. She is not naturally selected, but bred for perfection, to win. It is a selection of clones that were produced of her. They each have similar likenesses. There were 3 altogether pre-programmed. She is not who most believe her to be. She is not naturally selected. It was not an accident. She was bred to win. She wants to be out of the system, but she's controlled by them every step. She has no control. It's complete oversight. She was cloned at birth, pre-planned and pre-imagined to succeed, to bring cheering crowds, to domineer all, to win. She was bred for this. Inside an underground facility, she was, quote, born, came into being, and indoctrinated, programmed visions of her life played out. I witnessed this. What she would do, who she would become, programmed into her. She was bred for this. They are creating the perfect species, experimenting with human DNA to achieve certain outcomes to their benefit. She was never human in the sense that you know her to be. She was living out what was planned, pre-programmed for her. She was overruled by what I heard, the League of Men. She was planted to present to the world, to separate the noble, the geniuses, the stars from the rest of humanity. In a way, she is, quote, superhuman. She was designed for this role she plays, and she doesn't have control over it or her life. Lately, she has, quote, run amok because her inner self wants control over her domain. She's running herself into the ground. She has no power over them. They decide, she doesn't. They decide how it goes, how things play out. She was designed for stardom. She was bred for success. She was bred to win. She was never human in the natural sense. She was planted. She was designed and perfected to be this way, to reach for the stars, to fall, to reach again. She was designed for this by her caretakers, by her makers. This was pre-planned. They were chosen, selected to put their agenda to enslave mankind into a deliberation that foretells a split in humanity between the chosen ones and the have-nots, to create more division, more separation, to sow seeds of despair, unworthiness, less than, to stunt the rest into believing they're less than, less whole. It is the grand plan. They plan this well ahead of time. It is all planned according to their objectives. They inoculate the DNA with fortified ingredients to push forward their plan. The parents are unclear on the total plan, but they are wrapped up in this. Their souls are entangled with it. Their parents are not clones, from what I could see. They agreed to participate in this system, in this plan, to push for the objectives of greater men, those in charge. They receive benefits and luxuries in return. It is an exchange. They know, their souls know. They came to this agreement ahead of being here now. They were approached to try out this experiment. They were implanted with her special genes to put forth the grand plan. With her parents, they want her to excel, they want her to win, they want her to appear special. It makes them look good and like they're special, but they don't consciously know the whole process that they're involved in. They believe it's all due to their hard work, lucky breaks, and positioning that made her a star. But it started well before that, when they wanted to experiment to see the end result. They were secretly and unconsciously inoculated with DNA to develop her tampered DNA to the model they wanted. Tampered DNA to introduce a new line of beings, stars ahead of the crowd. It was done in their sleep, unbeknownst to them. They weren't conscious of it. She was created to surpass others. Her special DNA was implanted and integrated with her parents. She was cloned at birth. It was done with higher level technology available to higher races to provoke certain outcomes on your planet. She was given to them in pieces, like in DNA, and was already decided. Her parents willingly participated, but are unconscious of it. They made an agreement and carried it out. She was embedded into her parents, pre-planned and predetermined to succeed. She was specifically implanted by higher level technology, which made this happen. Reptiles experiment with human DNA. They wanted to see a different outcome for their accomplishment. Their parents were approached on a soul level. They agreed to it. They were both embedded to advance the human race, and experimentation on a grand scale. They tamper with it and inject into certain models. They are fascinated with experimentation and how they can provoke certain outcomes and end goals. They are perfecting their methods. They are presently tampering with human DNA to control certain outcomes. It's all done and widely, but behind most people's conscious awareness. And I asked what percentage of human DNA has been tampered with by reptilians, and I saw 38% is tampered human DNA by reptilians. She is designed to be replaced with parts. As one goes, another one comes in. I saw clone one was produced and inoculated into the parents. I heard it didn't last long. It looks like 2007, 2008. And then a new clone appeared with even more tampered DNA, but short-circuited, and it's not going to plan. So we're on clone number 2 at this time, and it was created in a facility to mimic number 1. Clone number 3 is in fully operational mode. She remains currently at this time in a cloning facility. She was created in a lab, so initially the clone 1, by reptilians to advance their technology in novel ways. They were part and parcel, the parents. They agreed to participate for the advancement of the human race. They are not conscious of it, but they participate in it. It is part of a wider scale project to change the DNA of humans to advance them in certain ways by the reptilian order. I'm still wrapping my head around this. They want to believe she is theirs, but she's been modified with their agreement, with their consent. They wanted to see advancement of the human species. I'm almost done. They agreed to the process. They were inoculated with her special genes and birthed her. She is a special child with advanced abilities to surpass most others. It was designed that way. They replaced her with another version, higher up, more intelligent, more advanced, constant tinkering with her DNA. She is not who you think she is. She has been pre-programmed to participate in the grand plan, the grand takeover of humans, to insert certain objectives by tampering with DNA, and until those objectives are achieved. It is done widely. This is true. The world is not as it seems, and you can see that now.